I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, yeah. Baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad. Chip on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back. I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me. Ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact. Give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious, I'ma go cause something, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Place the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame, yeah. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I won't obey. You cannot tell me what I cannot say. I'm here to last, so yeah, I'm here to stay. I'll live each second like my final day. You can't take that away. Yeah. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad.
Oh my God. Oh. Hello. Yes, 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 I did. I cannot believe it. She's been missing forever. And sent a screenshot of the man in blue behind Taylor in court just to be sure you know who I was talking. Yeah, I was watching him too. Wisconsin Rocks, Journey, hello. Debbie, glad that this witch is guilty on all counts. Tomorrow, an hour, then today. Cool. We're on verdict watch. Hold on. Hold on. Verdict reached? The verdict? Oh my God, I missed it. Oh my God. Hold on. Um, 1 hour ago. Hold on. No way. Holy crap, you guys. Hold on. Here we go. Wow.
Might be seated. I want to first address Mr. Rosick, Mr. Lynette, Mr. Beerhalls, and Ms. Schrader. I want to thank you very much for your service on this case. You've all paid careful attention. I've been able to observe all of you throughout the trial, and I really appreciate that. So do all the parties. At this time, your service in this case is completed. Many jurors ask if they're allowed to discuss the case with others at the conclusion of their service. Because your role in this case is over, you are not prohibited from discussing the case with anyone. However, you should know that you do not have to discuss the case with anyone or answer any questions about it from anyone other than from the court. This includes the parties, the lawyers, the media, or anyone else. If you do decide to discuss this case with anyone, I would suggest that you treat any discussion with a degree of solemnity such that whatever you do say, you would be willing to say in the presence of your fellow jurors or under oath here in open court in the presence of the parties. Finally, should any of you have any questions before you leave today, please let the bailiff know before you leave. And you can confer with me at any time before answering any questions asked by anyone if you choose. The bailiff is standing right back there. I'm just going to ask you to get up then and accompany her out that door. And if there's anything that you need to retrieve, but again, thank you for your service.
What?
Anything to take up before we recess? Mr. Saunders?
No.
Mr. Freilich?
Not at this time.
Very good. Then we are in recess. I'd ask the parties to remain very close here to the courtroom for at least 30 minutes. Oftentimes, if questions come in.
Okay. Let me go look elsewhere. Hold on. All right. Verdict reached. Okay, here we go. Hold on. Dear God, I was taking a quick break. Here we go. What is going on here? Why don't they turn on the mics?
guilty of mutilating a corpse as charged in count 2 of the information.
Sorry, guys.
My understanding is the jury has a verdict. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Anything to bring up before we bring the jury in? Mr. Saunders?
No.
Mr. Fraley?
No.
Very good. Then we'll bring the jury in. Okay, be seated. Ma'am, are you the foreperson? Yes. And my understanding is that the jury has reached a verdict. Is that correct? Yes. Right. If you would hand that to the bailiff then, please. Okay. First verdict reads as follows. We, the jury, find the defendant, Taylor Denise Schabusiness, guilty of first-degree intentional homicide as charged in count 1 of the information, dated this date, July 26, 2023, signed by the foreperson. Second verdict reads as follows. We, the jury, find the defendant, Taylor Denise Schabusiness, guilty of mutilating a corpse as charged in count 2 of the information, dated this date, July 26, 2023, signed by the foreperson. The next verdict reads, we, the jury, find the defendant, Taylor Denise Schabusiness, guilty of third-degree sexual assault as charged in count 3 of the information, dated this date, 26th day of July, 2023, signed by the foreperson. The verdicts appear to be in order. Do either of the parties request that I poll the jury? Mr. Saunders?
No.
Mr. Freilich?
Yes.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do what's called polling the jury. It's a very simple process. All I'm going to do is go down the line and ask each of you if this is your verdict. Your answer is either yes or no. I'm going to start in the back corner, ma'am. Are these your verdicts?
Yes.
Ma'am, 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 are these your verdicts?
Yes.
Sir, are these your verdicts?
Yes.
Ma'am, are these your verdicts?
Yes.
In the front to the right, ma'am, are these your verdicts?
Yes.
Sir, are these your verdicts?
Yes.
Sir, are these your verdicts?
Yes.
Sir, are these your verdicts?
Yes.
Ma'am, are these your verdicts? Okay, the jury has now been polled. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, for today, your tasks are concluded. We're going to start tomorrow morning on the second phase, at which point in the beginning I will give you some further instructions, and then we will get underway on that phase. The attorneys and I have a few things that we're going to need to take up before that phase starts, so I'm going to ask that you be in the jury room by 9:15. I want to start right at 9:15, and we will hopefully get our matters resolved ahead of that time. But for today, your service is concluded. I am going to, again, read you that instruction that I've done every day since you've started. Please do not communicate with anyone about this trial or your experience as a juror while you are serving on this jury. Do not use a computer, cell phone, or other electronic device with communication capabilities to share any information about this case. For example, do not communicate by blog, email, text message, Twitter, or in any other way on or off the computer. Do not permit anyone to communicate with you, and if anyone does so despite your telling them not to, you should report that to me. I appreciate that it is tempting when you go home in the evening to discuss this case with another member of your household, but you may not do so. This case must be decided by you, the jurors, based upon the evidence presented in the courtroom. People not serving on this jury have not heard the evidence, and it is improper for them to influence your deliberations and decision in this case. After this trial is completed, you are free to communicate with anyone in any manner. We are done for today. Have a good evening. We will see you tomorrow morning at 8:15 or 9:15 sharp. All rise for the jury. Be seated. Is the matter regarding Dr. O'Donnell still a contested issue? I'm seeing nods from the state.
As of last night, yes.
So here's how we're going to handle this. I've indicated to the jury that I want them to report at 9:15. Mr. Freilich, it's entirely up to you if you want to bring Dr. O'Donnell here tomorrow morning at 8:15 for me to hear from. But I'm going to indicate to you the parameters of where that situation is. I've reviewed your memorandum, which is all I can really work with because this is what you've essentially said to me. This is what he's going to testify about. The first opinion is that Ms. Schabusiness was acutely intoxicated and impaired by acute methamphetamine use at the time of the alleged asphyxiation. The problem I'm having with that assertion is I'm not sure it's relevant given the status of the intoxication defense. So I'm not sure that having it here is going to assist you in that, but and I need you to understand where I am regarding that topic before you decide that's what you want to bring it here for. The next point is that the long-term and excessive use of methamphetamine has chronic brain damage consequences. The problem with that situation is I don't know that he is competent to diagnose chronic brain damage. So while he could assert that long-term excessive use of methamphetamine has chronic brain damage consequences, I don't think he's going to be qualified to testify that as a professional, I can say to a reasonable degree of certainty used in my profession that Ms. Schabusiness has chronic brain damage. Frankly, I think the only opinion that's been asserted regarding her mental health condition as far as a diagnosis is bipolar, and that was done at Nicolay. And there's some dispute about whether that was an accurate diagnosis, but I don't know that one would qualify bipolar as being a chronic brain damage. So I'm concerned that if he's going to come in and start opining about that the connection won't be made. And then, of course, even if he is able to say that she does have chronic brain damage, the next step he has to take is that somehow that impacted responsibility. And I think there's a concern there as well. But I'm putting you on notice of that view that I'm starting to develop regarding the submissions you've made to me. The second bullet point is that long-term adolescent use of marijuana arrests brain development. Again, I'm not familiar with the diagnosis that any qualified psychologist or other professional qualified to make such a diagnosis has actually made in this case. I don't know that one equates brain development with bipolar. I've never heard that, but I'm not an expert. So the notion that you can opine that someone who uses marijuana as an adolescent might have brain damage, I'm not sure is going to be useful to this jury because we don't know if your client has that. And the next step is, how does that affect responsibility? And I'm not sure he's qualified to give that opinion either. The next bullet point is Ms. Schabusiness was not treated with psychotropic drugs to control or mitigate her psychiatric illnesses. He certainly, and again, I want to say, I'm satisfied that he's qualified as a pharmacologist. I'm not questioning his qualifications as that. Certainly, I reviewed his CV, listened to his testimony at the prior hearing, and he's a qualified pharmacologist for sure. But as far as psychiatric illnesses, again, the only thing that I've heard about from the testimony in the records is a bipolar diagnosis at Nicolay, which these other psychologists have repeated. So that the only thing that one could conclude from this assertion is that she was not treated with psychotropic drugs to control or mitigate her bipolar disorder. And then the question is, how does that impact responsibility? Many people have bipolar, so the next question you have is does someone who has bipolar, will the consequences be that you're unable to appreciate the responsibility in a criminal case? That's another concern I have with whether he's going to be qualified to even testify about that. The next point is psychotropic drugs do have efficacy in a large percentage of patients who take them. Well, I'm satisfied he'd be competent to testify about that. I'm not sure how that actually, first of all, how that relates to whether or not, what she has been diagnosed with, how that would affect an individual by taking psychotropic drugs, and can he say how it would have affected somebody to a reasonable degree of certainty used in his profession regarding the impact of untreated bipolar disorder? That certainly might be within the ken of your other expert, and I do want to indicate you have another expert who might be qualified to testify about some of these things, but I'm very skeptical that this witness is qualified to do so. And then the final point is that Ms. Schabusiness' use of methamphetamine worsened her untreated psychiatric condition. So really, the issue is the impact of methamphetamine on untreated bipolar and the impact of methamphetamine untreated bipolar on someone's responsibility to commit a crime. And I'm just concerned there as well that there's an inability to connect all of those dots with this expert. And so while I'm willing to hear from your expert, because you've asked that, and I think the state is of the mind, we don't even need a hearing on a Dauber hearing on this, but I'm affording the defense an opportunity at 8:15 tomorrow morning. If you want to bring Dr. O'Donnell in to opine on some of this, but you need to understand that's the concern I have. It'll be a rather short Dauber hearing for this reason. This proceeding tomorrow is in the nature of a civil proceeding, and I'm pretty certain the judge is not even mandated to hear testimony at a Dauber hearing. I can do a paper review and make a determination, and so I can tell you that I've done that paper review so far, and those are the concerns that I have. And I'll want to drive directly at those issues tomorrow. I'm not going to want to hear about a lot of things that if I can testify, I might be able to say a whole lot of things. I'm going to want to know specifically about my concerns, and if they can't be directly addressed, then I would be satisfied that he's not competent to give those opinions. Even though, again, I want to indicate out of respect for Dr. O'Donnell, I'm satisfied that he's a very capable and competent pharmacologist, but I'm concerned about some of these opinions, particularly when the psychologists who would be rendering the diagnoses that he is referring to aren't even in agreement on it. Nonetheless, that's where we're at. Let me just turn to the state. Mr. Saunders, questions on what I've indicated?
No, I don't.
Mr. Frail, questions on what I've indicated?
No, Your Honor, it's very clear.
All right, very good. We'll see everyone then tomorrow morning at 8:15.
All right, thank you. Stand up, please. Okay. Hands behind your back. Chris, you good?
She wasn't smiling now, was she? Holy crap, you guys. That was quick. Oh. Okay. On a happier note, though, this little girl here, she's been missing, I think, since 2019. Let's see, where is it? Hold on. What is going on with StreamYard? Holy crap. Here we go. Okay. This is Alicia. She went missing, let's see, 2019 from Glendale, Arizona. So let's watch the press conference. Thank you for letting me know, Karen. So that's a good thing.
Good afternoon. My name is Jose Santiago. I'm the media manager here at the Glendale Police Department. We want to first start off by telling you all thank you for your coverage on this announcement today. It is a major announcement for us here at the Glendale Police Department. I want to start off by saying that there's a lot of mixed emotions with this particular announcement that we're having. We are happy, and at the same time, we're hopeful that we will be able to supply this family a little bit more closure. With that, I would like to tell you that Alicia Navarro has been located. She is, by all accounts, safe. She is, by all accounts, healthy, and she is, by all accounts, happy. She was located in a very small town in Montana near the Canadian border. We can tell you that she went to a local police department in that area. She identified herself as Alicia Navarro. And at that point, our officers went into investigation mode. We conducted several types of interviews, and not only through those interviews, but through the help of Alicia's family themselves, we are confident that the person that we are talking with and are dealing with is indeed Alicia Navarro. I can't even begin to express to you all the pride that I personally have in the men and women here at our police department. Since her discovery, our men and women here have been working tirelessly around the clock to not only bring closure to this family, but to make sure that Alicia gets everything that she possibly needs. I'm also going to bring up Lieutenant Scott Waite. It's his team that has been leading this investigation. He will have a few words.
Thank you, Jose. Again, Lieutenant Scott Waite, Glendale Police Department. I don't think you could put enough words in the joy that we feel knowing earlier this week when we received a call that Alicia Navarro had identified herself to police officers in Montana. Not only the relief and joy for us, for Alicia, for her family, and for our community. There hasn't been, I think, anybody that hasn't known this investigation that hasn't put themselves in the same spot as Alicia, her family, and the emotions that they must be going through, not only back in 2019 when this occurred, but in the last few days. With that, we want you to know that we are continuing to investigate. We immediately responded to the area, and with the help of the United States Marshal Service, as well as the FBI, we've been able to continue this investigation, to make contact with Alicia, to reunite her with her family, and only begin to put together the puzzle, which is her disappearance and her returning. I would ask patience, not only for us as law enforcement in this investigation, but patience for Alicia and for her family. We can only imagine what she's going through mentally, emotionally, as well as her family. And as much as we'd like to say this is the end, we know this is probably only the beginning of where this investigation will go, and that we will continue to work with our state, local, federal partners, and even across state lines to make sure that Alicia has everything that she needs, that she's taken care of, that her family is getting the help that they need, and that most importantly, that this investigation is completed thoroughly and done correctly. Thank you.
Just to quickly echo what Lieutenant Waite just said, this case is far from over. We do have the resolution that we have located Alicia, but there's still a lot of questions that will still need to be answered. There's still a lot of investigating that not only our employees have to do, but as well as these other partnering agencies. So once again, we are asking that you all have patience with us. We will supply information as it becomes available. And we also have a message from Alicia herself, who is asking for privacy. This has been a traumatic situation for her, as you can imagine, but she is looking to be able to move on in her life. She's looking to build a life for herself, and she's asking for some privacy and patience as well. With that, we will open the floor to questions.
Was she with anyone?
Right now, we don't know if she's been with anyone for the length of time that she's been missing. We're still investigating that actively. We can tell you that when she showed up to the police department, she was by herself. She's been by herself each time, and she's been cooperative.
As you put these puzzle pieces together, are you thinking that this was a runaway situation, a possible kidnapping, or are all options kind of on the table?
We certainly don't want to eliminate any options. From the statements that she made, this started as a runaway situation. She reiterated as much. But there, of course, more dynamics at play as you start to put together the puzzle. I would say that all options are on the table, and we will not discount anything until we've done a full and complete investigation.
And also, I want to point out that we have Phil Bates with the FBI here that is also willing to answer any questions that you might have.
How old is she currently?
She
14 at the time?
She was 14 at the time. She is getting ready to turn 19. So she's currently 18 years old. She went missing in the middle of September of 2019, and her birthday was a couple of days after she went missing.
How did she get to Montana?
We don't know yet. That's certainly part of the investigation and answers that we're hoping to get from Alicia herself.
I'm sorry, how old is she now?
She is 18. She's getting ready to turn 19 in September.
Did she show up to that police department alone? Was she with anyone?
Yeah, so when she came to the police department, she did come alone. As our detectives and as the local PD up there have talked with her and met with her, she's always been alone.
Did you say the name of the town that she went to?
At this time, we're not going to release that information, not only out of respect for Alicia and her privacy, but this is a very small town. We can tell you that it is close to the Canadian border. It's about 40 miles from the Canadian border in Montana, and they are working alongside us to help resolve all the questions that we have in this case. So out of respect for the investigation, as well as the respect for Alicia's privacy, we're withholding that.
Is anyone facing charges currently, or could anyone potentially face charges?
I mean, there's always the potential that somebody could face charges. As this investigation unfolds and we get more clarification on what happened to her, that's certainly a possibility. But I can't say that there's anything imminent or pending at this time.
You mentioned she turned herself into a police department. Would that be Montana?
She was in Montana, and turning herself in is a strong statement.
Sorry,
She showed up to a police department. She identified herself as Alicia Navarro, and she basically asked for help to clear her off of a missing juvenile list. She, by all accounts, went on her own free will. She is not in any kind of trouble. She's not facing any kind of charges. She is not being held anywhere. She is coming and going at her own free will, and she has been extremely cooperative with not only our folks, but our federal partners as well.
Does she want to come back to Arizona?
I still think it's really early in her healing process as to where she wants to stay. And that's certainly up to her. And we will help her in any way possible to make sure that she is in her best situation and the most comfortable that she could possibly be.
I know that her mom has been searching for her since she went missing. You said that you were able to reunite her family and her. Were you there for that? Can you describe what that was like?
Emotionally overwhelming, not only for the mother, but for Alicia herself. With respect to the family, I'm not going to go into specifics on how that reunification was done. but I can say for everybody involved, including the detectives, it was extremely overwhelming.
Which family members were there for that reunification?
The first notification was to her mother, and that was the first notification and I would say reunification that's happened.
Did the investigation ever indicate Montana?
So throughout the last few years, there's been a lot of tips, leads, citizen upon citizen who's wanted to help with this investigation. And I can tell you that each tip and lead were looked into. As to specifics, where there were any in Montana, I would have to look back and see. But I know that there are some that spanned across all parts of this country.
I know it's early, but like, was she staying with a friend in Montana? Where was
We
she?
just don't know the answer to that question right now. Right now, those are some of the questions that we have. She's overwhelmed. She's overwhelmed. She realizes that there's been a lot of attention on this case. She is very knowledgeable as far as that's concerned. Right now, her priority is to work with us. She wanted to talk to her mom, and she wanted to make sure her mother knew she was okay. And we're taking it day by day, step by step with her. It's important to tag along to what Lieutenant Waite just said. With this case, there were literally thousands of tips that would come in on this case. This has been going on for nearly 4 years now. And every one of those tips, every one of those possibilities were looked into, investigated, and we're just happy to say that she did indeed come forward, and we feel very strongly that this is Alicia.
I know she had let her know before she left. Do we know that, or can we confirm that she did indeed leave her house voluntarily?
From every indication that she's given us, and again, it's very early in the investigation, and I need to stress again patience and that it is early, but every indication she's given us so far is that she willfully left her home, her own free will and choice. Now, the dynamics surrounding that decision are obviously something that we're looking into.
I know we have an FBI representative here. I don't know if he wants to share his role.
And this is Phil Bates.
As with every missing juvenile case, the FBI assists our state and local partners with intelligence gathering and with other resources as necessary. This is no different in this case. We provided support to the Glendale Police Department and will continue to support both here in Arizona and in Montana.
What are the next steps in a case like this? Obviously, she's safe and happy and healthy. At this point, no indication that anybody is being charged with any sort of crime. But what are the next steps? What does your investigation look like from here?
Complex. It's multifaceted. There's two parts to it. In any investigation like this, there's a criminal element. Of course there is. We want to search and find the answers. If there was any criminal intent behind it, certainly not from her, but from others involved. And then there's also the assistance side of it. To us, she is a victim, and we need to provide services to her, whether that be mental or just health-wise, or just helping her get her life back in order. So there's certainly a lot of different things that we want to make sure, not only for Alicia, but her family, that we cover all the steps that we can.
Did she need medical attention after she took herself, or she showed up to the station?
I can say that she didn't require any immediate medical attention or any medical attention since we've been with her. Again, I think Jose stated well, she seems happy and healthy to the extent that she can be given the circumstance. But that's certainly something that we want to help provide for her and make sure that if she hasn't seen a doctor in the last few years, that those are things that we are able to provide for her and make sure that she has everything necessary to really move on with her life and enjoy the rest of her life.
Was there any social media involvement, things that we could speak on when she first left, that somebody probably did speak to her and convince her to house through social media? Could that be the case?
So that's part of any investigation. That was obviously part of the initial investigation. The family was very supportive and cooperative in providing whatever information that they had as to her, we'll call social media fingerprint, and what she was using. I can tell you that we follow those leads extensively. We continue to follow them. We continue to look back from the very day, minute, hour that she left and try and go down every lead that we can to see if that'll provide answers. And certainly now that hasn't stopped and will continue.
Any inclination of why now? And a lot of these cases don't turn out like this. So can you tell us your reaction as well?
I think for Alicia is that she felt like now was the time that whether it's emotionally, mentally, that she wants to take the next steps in her life. She's expressed a desire to move forward in life and do the things that a normal, healthy adult would do. And we certainly want to help her get those. So I can't say that there's any single triggering moment. I think there's probably been a long progression for her in the journey that she's taken. And we are more than happy, ready and willing to help her through the rest of her path.
Is Alicia still in Montana? I'm sorry if you mentioned that already or not.
Yes, she is still there with the local police up there with our investigators. And we are continuing to help her in whatever way we can.
Can you tell us when she went to a police department? Was it within the last few days?
Within the last few days. Once we wrap up this press conference, we will be emailing out to your desks a photograph that was taken of her when she arrived at the police department. I will tell you, just to be direct, it will look, she doesn't look much different than she did when she disappeared. She is 18 years old. She's getting ready to turn 19, but her appearance is still that of a very young looking young lady. Besides the photograph that we will be releasing, we will send 2 very small video clips of some of a very small portion of interviews that were done by our officers via FaceTime prior to seeing her face to face. Alicia is, by all accounts, again, she just appears to be in good spirits. She really just wants to move on with her life. She is very apologetic to what she has put her mother through, has expressed that, and she understands that she caused a lot of pain to her mother, and it was not intentional on her behalf, and she's hopeful that they can have a relationship.
Wow. Okay. I bet because of what's that lady's name? Carly Russell? Is that her name? Maybe she came clean or whatever you want to call it, because she didn't want to be charged with anything, huh? What do you think? Anybody? I'm going to see if there's a video clips like that cop said or whatever. What is going on here? Oh, yeah, what's her name? Carly, yep. Why can't I find it? How is everybody? Oh, here we go. Yeah, when did she go missing then? When she was a teenager. All right. Okay, we are going to watch clips of her at the police station. Okay, okay. Hold on. Like that detective said, they're going to be small clips.
I understand that.
Thank you very much for talking with us.
Of course. Thank you for offering help to me.
Yes, ma'am. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Did anybody
Wow.
hurt you in any way?
No one hurt me.
Okay, because our goal is we just want to make sure that you're safe.
I understand that.
Thank you very much for talking with us.
Of course.
Wow.
Thank you for offering help to me.
Okay, I don't see any other. Look at, she was little like that. She don't look all right to me. Okay, here's her mom.
I will do this video in Spanish. I do feel... Hello everybody, hola a todos. Al final voy a hacer este video en español. At the end I will do this video in Spanish. I do feel I owe this video to the community and to God. Because first of all, I want to give glory to God for answering your prayers and for this miracle. For everyone who has missing loved ones, I want you to use this case as an example that miracles do exist and never lose hope and always fight. My daughter, Alicia Navarro, was missing since September 15, 2019. She has been found safe. I do not know the details. I do confirm that she is my daughter, she is alive, and she is safe. This is recent news for me. It was an hour before it was posted in social media and the news. I don't have details, but the important thing is that she is alive. And I want to thank the community and God for all that you have done. Hola a todos. Quiero hacer este video para primeramente darle gracias y gloria a Dios por escuchar nuestras oraciones. Y también quiero agradecer al público por todo el apoyo infinito que me han dado. Todas las personas que tienen familiares o amistades desaparecidas, quiero que usen mi caso como un testimonio que milagros y las oraciones, sí, los milagros sí existen y las oraciones sí se escuchan. No quiero que se den nunca por vencidos. Mi hija Alicia Navarro, que estaba desaparecida desde septiembre 15 del año 2009, ha sido encontrada sana y salva. No puedo dar detalles. Acaba de darme esta noticia hace poco y quiero agradecer a todos por todo el apoyo. Muchas gracias.
Wow. Oh, I'm happy for her, but I can feel the sadness.
Hello everybody, hola a todos. Al final voy a hacer este video en español.
Unreal. Well, that's good. Okay. Now, I stumbled across something today. Oh, hey, Fox. I'm sorry. Yeah. Runaway cases rarely charged, and she was only 4. I know. She seems. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. I know Taylor's case is kind of like over with. Now, I came across this by accident today about her dad. I don't know if you guys know. I didn't know about this. Here we go. Okay, this is continued coverage of the Taylor trial. Okay. So, does anybody know who this man is? I didn't, but I do now. Me and my friend Karen were wondering who that man was behind her in the blue sitting there. I'm like, gosh, I wonder if that's her dad, right? Well, no, it's not her dad. This here is her dad. And I don't know if people know this. Her dad just got sentenced, okay, for SA, second degree of a little girl, on 7/18/2023. Okay. And of course, they're changing his name. You know, whatever prison he's at, you cannot find him as of right now, anyways. Okay, so, and the reason why is because we were wondering why she acts like she does, and she has a problem. I've noticed like a behavior when they talk about SA, and I'm not accusing him of anything. I'm just, whatever. And I know for sure it's him, is because in this here, when they did the modification of a bond, they tried his name and his address is right here. Well, on the court documents, this is the address. This is him. Now, she started having problems when she was a little girl, as we all read, right? Till the age of 11. And then she went and lived with her grandparents, which was weird, okay? Oh, God, I can't handle this kind of stuff. But of course, it don't really go much into details except for her and her mental illness and trying to kill herself and stuff like that, okay? Now, so I'm going to go to this. He's got a record, okay? Okay. This happened on 5/23/2018, mind you. So he got two charges here, okay? And he didn't make a plea. He stood silent. So what does that mean, people, right? That means that you're pretty much guilty. And they did change his case name. So like wherever he is in prison, and I'm sure they did it because of his daughter's high profile. So judgment of conviction was 7/20/23. So yeah, protect people like that. Okay. And let's see here. What's this one? Oh, that's the same one. My bad. Let's do 1041. All right. And this one here, he was jumping a felony. Okay, and this was 2018. So he was on the run. And I'm not going to read all this, you guys. And what I did notice that shortly after this happened, his wife, which was not her, it was her stepmother, she filed for a divorce. So that makes me wonder, did she have kids? Did he do something to her babies? Allegedly, okay? So let's look at, okay. This one here, here's the other one. This is in 2017, battery, domestic abuse, disorderly conduct, domestic abuse. Yep. Did he do something to her? And why does he need to be protected? All right, that's it for now. Now we are going to be on verdict watch. How about that, huh? Fox, I don't know why I could see you in the chat here, but I cannot see you on my phone. That is so weird. Okay, good. Hi, Karen. Is there anything else going on the internet? I can't see Arctic Fox. Can you see Fox in the chat, Karen? Oh my God, what a long day. I thought I saw him for a second. Huh. This is so weird. Polk County, oh. See, Fox, I can't get to that. I'm not seeing you in my, my phone. This is weird. Because he just put a link in, but I cannot go to it. Here, yeah, I can. Hold on. All right. Oh my God, I can't. So I come to my page and I can't see him on there either. The only way I can see him is back here in StreamYard Studio. Okay, something's going on in Polk County. I don't know. There's been problems with StreamYard for a couple days now. Well, I can't go to it. It must have to do with the kid. He covers so many. You are on this channel. I don't know what's going on here. What are you going to do, Karen? Anything good? Because I don't know if I should waste anybody's time here. You know what I mean? Because it's been a long, long day. I want to go over some Sarah Boone stuff, but I could do that like tomorrow. Let me go check it out. I'll come to my channel. Okay. Oh, here we go. I got it. Well, here's another happy thing here.
A Polk County teen is back home after being missing more than 2 years.
I'd love to give you this good news. 17-year-old Lacey Smith
Oh, I
hasn't been
remember her.
seen since February 2021. Fox 5's Kim Luffler has more on how police found her.
I spoke with Lacey Smith's father over the phone, and he tells me he is just relieved knowing his daughter's okay after 2 long years of not knowing where she'd gone.
Just knowing that she's safe is like, it's been a true blessing. I've been praying every day that I can get a phone call that she's okay.
David Smith says he last saw his then 17-year-old daughter Lacey at their home on Pine Street in Aragon on February 28, 2021, reported to police as a runaway. All investigators' leads came up short. But now, nearly 2.5 years later, they finally know she's okay.
I came here in December of 2022. And I was asked by her dad to look back into her case. And I was able to send out some information to some contacts, and one of the entities of Department of Justice contacted me and was able to assist in locating Lacey. I've spoken with Lacey. I told her that I just needed to make sure she was okay and she was safe. And she did confirm that. She doesn't want anybody knowing where she's at, and that's her prerogative. She is an adult now.
It's a resolution so many missing children cases don't always get. In fact, Georgia has some of the highest numbers of missing children cases in the country, according to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. With 662 cases reported in 2022, over 100 still active.
When you hit the streets, you never know what's going to happen. Atlanta is the biggest hub for sex trafficking, which was something that, we were afraid of.
And Lacey's family hopes they all can be reunited again soon.
I would love for you just to hold you, to hug you, and to look in your eyes and tell you I love you. I missed you so much.
Smith also said he's thankful for the community's support and prayers while they looked for Lacey. In Aragon, Kim Luffler, Fox 5 News.
Well, that's cool. I remember doing a video on her too. Jeez. Well, that's good. Do you think all these people are coming forward now because... because of Carly? Yes. A lot of good news. Do you know where Jules is? And by any chance? Yeah. She must be busy. All right, I had something. Oh, shoot. I'll do it a different time. Okay, I'm going to get going. Maybe I'll come back later. I don't want to waste you guys' time because I want to have everything set up and be in order of some things. I want to go through that lawsuit going on here on YouTube. And there's a reason why. Because it's public record. And we need to know how to protect ourselves. Yeah, I did the thing about her dad. Before we did Alicia's thing. Do you want to see it, Karen? I can play it again. Okay. There we go. Okay, this is continued coverage of the Taylor trial, okay? So, does anybody know who this man is? I didn't, but I do now. Me and my friend Karen were wondering who that man was behind her in the blue sitting there. I'm like, gosh, I wonder if that's her dad, right? Well, no, it's not her dad. This here is her dad. And I don't know if people know this. Her dad just got sentenced, okay? For SA, second degree of a little girl on 7/18/2023, okay? And of course, they're changing his name. Whatever prison he's at, you cannot find him as of right now, anyways. Okay, so, and the reason why is because we were wondering why she acts like she does, and she has a problem. I've noticed like a behavior when they talk about SA, and I'm not accusing him of anything. I'm just, whatever. And I know for sure it's him, is because in this here, when they did the modification of a bond, they tried his name and his address is right here. Well, on the court documents, this is the address. This is him. Now, she started having problems when she was a little girl, as we all read, right? Till the age of 11. And then she went and lived with her grandparents, which was weird, okay? Oh, God, I can't handle this kind of stuff. But of course, it don't really go much into details except for her and her mental illness and trying to kill herself and stuff like that, okay? Now, so I'm going to go to this. He's got a record, okay? Okay. This happened on 5/23/2018, mind you. So he got two charges here, okay? And he didn't make a plea. He stood silent. So what does that mean, people, right? That means that you're pretty much guilty. And they did change his case name. So like wherever he is in prison, and I'm sure they did it because of his daughter's high profile. So judgment of conviction was 7/20/23. So oh my God, I've been sitting here talking. Yeah. Protect people like that. Okay. And let's see here. What's this one? Oh, that's the same one. My bad. Let's do 1041. All right. And this one here, he was jumping bail, a felony. Okay, and this was 6/18/2018. So he was on the run. And I'm not going to read all this, you guys. And what I did notice that shortly after this happened, his wife, which was not her, it was her stepmother, she filed for a divorce. So that makes me wonder, did she have kids? Did he do something to her babies? Allegedly, okay? So let's look at, okay. This one here, here's the other one. This is in 2017, battery, domestic abuse, disorderly conduct, domestic abuse. Yep. Did he do something to her? And why does he need to be protected? All right, that's it for now. Now we are going to be on verdict watch. So yeah, I was totally blown away when I came across that by accident. And the thing about it is, when they're trying to do that modification of bail, she was going to go stay with him. And that's the only reason why I found out it was really him, because of the address. That's the only way I found out. No, I appreciate you being here and joining in the conversation. But I'm going to get going for now. I want to thank everybody. Maybe I'll come back later on tonight because I want to go over some court documents of Queen Bee, Bullhorn Betty, and then Sarah Boone. Okay. See you later.